Hey, what's going on, man? Cave Masters? My name is Jake Marsh and I'm from Indianapolis. Welcome to my Batcave. Before I take you guys on the full tour, allow me to take a moment to tell you a little bit more about myself. I've been a huge Batman fanatic ever since I was a young kid. I grew up watching the 1989 movie with Michael Keaton, as well as the animated series with Kevin Conroy. And then I had a pretty big Kenner Toys action figure collection as a young kid, so that all kind of jump-started my love for the character at a young age. I'm really excited to share my collection with you. It's always cool to see other people's reaction for the first time whenever they see the Batcave for the first time. It's always either really hot or really cold. You know, fellow nerds and Batman fans and comic book fans, think it's really cool. And then you've got the normies who don't really know what to think of it and kind of look at me like I'm crazy. Let's get into it. I'm really excited to show you guys the Batman collection. And so without further ado, welcome to the Batcave. All right, gang, we're gonna start our tour upstairs as we descend into the Batcave. First thing you'll notice here are these 3D cutout bats on the side of the walls. I put these up for a Halloween party one year and just decided to leave them since it's the Batcave. Figured it only made sense. So we'll come down here and then I'll take us to the barcade first, and then we'll look at the Batcave. I sometimes refer to this as the Rave Cave. You'll notice we've got TV over here where I've hooked up the Nintendo 64. I also have a Super NES back there, which we can swap out. But this is a cool, fun space to sit and drink some beers with some friends and play some Mario Kart. This bar did come furnished with the house when we bought it back in 2021. The basement was definitely one of the selling points when we were looking at purchasing the home. This corner booth over here also came with the house. This is another fun little area for people to hang out, play some board games, and pretty cool. There's some storage underneath here. We can actually store some board games and whatnot. And then you'll notice the Govee backlighting throughout the entire Batcave down here. I'm a huge RGB fanatic, especially Govee. Majority of the lights down here are Govee lights and are all controllable with an app on my phone. All right, y'all, welcome to the Batcave. So I will do a full walkthrough first, and then we'll come back and take a closer look at everything in more detail. All right, over here we've got the pool hall. This also came with the house. And then this is the home theater setup. It's a 120-inch screen. And then over here is my home office space and gaming computer. And then over here is the home gym setup. And then this is the wine cellar / smoke lounge. Over here we've got my action figure wall. A lot of these are figures from McFarlane Toys. I've also got some smaller scale statues, some random single issue covers, and graphic novels on display as well. This is a project I've been working on over the past couple of years. I've just been slowly adding characters. I wanted a cool way to display Batman's villains and sidekicks. All right, and then if we come over here, this is the 1/3 scale Arkham Knight Batman from Prime One Studios. This is the Prestige Edition. Arkham Knight was definitely one of my favorite video games from a few years back. And for any of you folks that played it, you may know that if you unlock and find all the Riddler trophies within the game. It unlocks this golden Prestige Edition costume. Fortunately, I was never able to accomplish that, so this is about as close as I'll get. But this was actually the first 1/3 scale statue that I ever purchased back in 2018, I think it was. We'll make our way and take a look at all the 89 stuff. So we've got this Batman poster here. I think I got this from Bottleneck Gallery sometime within the last year. Love that. And then over here, this is probably one of my favorite pieces in my whole collection. This is the 1/6 scale Hot Toys Batmobile. And then right above it is a Batmobile print from Mondo, I believe. I think it was limited to like 300 prints, I believe, worldwide. And then this thing, you know, is the level of detail they were able to put into this thing is just absolutely amazing. You can actually open up the cockpit and you can see all the gears and switches. It actually does light up. I've got it turned off right now, but the inside of the cockpit will light up. The lights here in the front will turn on. One of my favorite pieces in my whole collection. And then over here, we've got the 1/6 scale Michael Keaton Batman. And then over here, this is actually the animated series Batwing. Above it, we've got the 89 Batwing that was used in the Michael Keaton film. But yeah, I'm a huge sucker for symmetry, so you'll notice that a lot down here. Next up, let's take a look at the home theater setup. This is one of my favorite areas in the whole Batcave. It's always nice to be able to come down here after a long day of work and relax watching movies and TV with the family. We've got this big couch that we can all sprawl out on, which is nice. When I purchased the home, I always knew I wanted to add a home theater down here. It almost didn't happen, and I'll get into that here in a moment. But I knew that this wall would kind of be the perfect space for it. So we've got a 120-inch screen, and then I've added some Govee LED light strips around the perimeter. And then I've got a couple statues sitting around the perimeter as well. We'll get a closer look at those here in a moment. Let me stand back up and show you the projector itself. So we've got an Epson projector up here, and then I've just run an HDMI cable. I don't even remember the length of this. It's like 100 or 200 feet. So I've just run it along the ceiling and down the wall, and then hidden it behind there. Yeah, so in terms of the issue that we ran into, so my cousin, who's an electrician, he came over, and the biggest challenge was trying to get this electrical outlet installed so that we could mount the projector and run it. We originally tried to, so we've got this bulkhead here. There's two big steel beams that run through here, and then we've also got some AC ductwork that's also in there. So we had a terrible time trying to get an electrical line run through this bulkhead. We ultimately had to cut a small section of the gym ceiling out to be able to run an electrical connection from the gym all the way into here. So fortunately, we were able to get it done. Took us many tries, but thankfully it all worked out. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. And then let me see what else. We've got a PlayStation 5 hooked up to the media center over here. Also got a Nintendo Wii, which we bust out whenever we have friends and family over for parties. It's a lot of fun to play Wii bowling and Wii golf, and then Mario Kart, Wii tennis. What else? We've also got a 5.1 surround sound system hooked up, so you can see I've got 3 speakers hooked up right here, and then conveniently enough, this room was already wired for surround sound when we moved in. So I've got my satellite speaker, my rear speakers over here, one right there, and then another one right there. It sounds incredible down here whenever you're watching movies, or we're blasting music whenever we've got friends over for parties. Let's take a closer look at the statues. So right here, I've got a 1/3 scale Batman statue from Prime 1 Studios. This is based off the Hush storyline from Jeff Loeb and Jim Lee. Jim Lee is one of my favorite Batman artists, so I wanted a way to kind of honor Hush Batman. Level of detail on this guy is pretty insane. All of these are hand painted, which is pretty crazy to think about. And then down below, we've got the original Jim Lee artwork that the statue is based off of. Over here, we've got a 1/6 scale Batmobile from Jazz Inc. This is based off of the Batman v Superman and Justice League movies. This thing is humongous. And they've done a really outstanding job with the movie accurate likeness here. The cockpit opens up. Here, let me take this off. Cockpit opens up. And we've got a bunch of lights on the inside as well. We've got some LED screens and buttons and switches and whatnot. I'm pretty sure, I'm not 100% positive, but I believe that this Jazz Inc. company is just a father and a son who built all of these by hand, which is pretty impressive and crazy to think about. And then over here, I've got my 1/6 scale tumbler from Hot Toys. Also love this guy as well. You can see the headlights on there as well. Cockpit does open. It's not so easy to do though, so I'm gonna hold off for the time being. This piece is kind of delicate and fragile, especially these spoilers over here, kind of prone to breaking. And then in terms of the couch, I actually found this on Facebook Marketplace. I knew I always wanted a big couch like this that we could kind of lay down and watch movies on. So this thing is awesome. It's nice to be able to, especially on the weekends, lazy Sundays, come down here, take some naps, and just watch movies and TV. So love this couch. All right, guys, and then moving over here, this is my home office space, so I do work from home full time. And I'd say I spend 50% of my days down here, either between work, gaming, or hanging out over here, watching movies and TV after a long day. So, but yeah, this is my home office setup / gaming area. Got a desktop PC down in the right-hand corner over there. And then on the walls behind it, this is just basically a gallery wall. I've got a bunch of my favorite Batman and Joker art prints up there, accompanied by a couple different statues. Got the triple monitor set up over here with a stand-up desk from, I think, Uplift. And then we've also got the Batman Secret Labs chair, of course. Also have the Batman Secret Labs desk pad as well, because why not? Over here we've got a quarter scale Batman statue from Grumpy Bear Studios. This is another one of my favorite items in my collection. To the left of it is a Bat Signal released from DC Collectibles many years ago. This thing does actually turn on, it's quite bright. And then panning over here, these are my Kenner action figures. So this is actually kind of what started my love for Batman as a kid. And these are actually my figures that I played with when I was growing up. The one thing I never mentioned is, throughout the space down here, throughout the Batcave, especially in this main area, I basically have a lot of different items on display that represent different time periods in my life and different things that I've come to love about Batman. So it all kind of started with the Kenner toys, Batman '89 when I was a kid growing up. And then as I got older in high school, I started reading the comics and started collecting the comics. So those are behind me. I'll show you those in a moment. And then from there, it just kind of kept snowballing. And then over here we've got the pool hall. I've got a lot of different, this is kind of like the catch-all space, honestly. So you'll notice, we're back in here, I've kind of got things sectioned off. We've got the Christian Bale wall, we've got the Batman 89 wall, the McFarlane wall, yada, yada, yada. So in here is just kind of the catch-all where I don't really have space for it in the main room. So there's a lot of random artwork in here, toys. So we'll go around and check everything out. So these are some of my shadow boxes that I've picked up. Oh, another cool little feature. Oh, actually, we've got the Batman cape right there that a friend had gifted me. This is a satellite speaker that's actually hooked up to the main unit in here. So whenever we're having parties and people are hanging out, whatever music's playing in the main room will also be playing in here. This pool table, I may have already mentioned this, did come with the house. One of my next projects is to get this refelted. Hoping to put a yellow felt on there with a bat symbol in the middle. And then you can also see, so over here, more Batman artwork. I've also got a lot of my favorite single issue covers hung up there on the bulkhead. Got my son's Batman playset over here. This is, my son just turned 3 years old. This is his Batcave. All right. Over here is my DJ booth. I've been DJing as the Dub Knight since 2011. I play a lot of electronic music and hip hop around Indianapolis, and it's nice to have a dedicated space to be able to work on music down here. We also use this when we have parties. Some friends and I will go back to back. I've got a lot of friends that also DJ as well, so we'll go back to back playing music for our friends while everyone else is kind of hanging out and playing some pool and games and whatnot. And then up here, I've just got some various painter's caps and hats, 5-panel hats that I've been collecting over the years. This purple one right here in the middle, probably my favorite. This is from the 1992 Batman Returns merchandise. It still has the original holographic tags on it, which is pretty cool. Over here, this is a Robert Pattinson popcorn holder that they gave out as part of the IMAX screenings when the movie was released, so that's pretty cool. And then over here is a 3D printed Arkham Batman head. All right, and then moving into the gym. The Lazarus Pit. It's a Batman reference for you non-nerds out there. Space is somewhat limited in here, so I do try to be as efficient as possible with the equipment that we do have just to try to maximize the space. Take this guy for example. This is our newest piece of equipment, which we purchased back in December. It's a 3-in-1 leg machine. Allows you to do hack squats, leg press, and calf raise extensions. Right now it's currently set up in the hack squat mode, but you can easily convert it to leg press mode just by taking off the back pad that's sitting right here. You move it down here, and then this foot plate right here will fold down, and then you can do leg press on it. So a pretty awesome piece of equipment. And then over here, this is our tonal smart gym, which we purchased in 2020 after COVID shut all the gyms down. This is another really awesome piece of equipment. Pretty versatile. It's full body. You can do upper body and lower. It's got a bunch of different built-in workouts and programs and personal trainers. So all kinds of different programs based on your goals and what you're trying to achieve. Love this guy. And then over here we've got some adjustable dumbbells, dip bar, curl bar, some adjustable benches. This is our little ab station over here. And then yeah, we've got the treadmill over here, kind of the cardio area. I've also got a barbell over there in the corner, which I'll sometimes pull out to do landmine presses. As far as the gym itself, it did come, when we purchased the home, it did have this beach wallpaper already in here. We just decided to leave it up because, I don't know, I feel like it kind of opens up the space a little bit. Over here, we've got our wine cellar and smoke lounge, which I sometimes refer to as Italy, given the decor. This is another fun little space to hang out with friends, drink some wine, smoke some cigars, and play some darts. The previous homeowners, I'm assuming, were big wine collectors since they put this in. My wife and I have not made any changes to this room since we purchased the home back in 2021. So everything that you're seeing on the walls right now, with the exception of the dartboard, came with the house. The dartboard used to be where the projector screen is now. That was kind of the interim solution. So once we got the home theater set up, I moved that in here. I think it fits in here pretty well. And then we've got a ventilation fan up here that's connected to the outside. So when you smoke cigars and whatnot in here, it'll push everything outside. We've also got a little wine fridge over here. And then, oh yeah, there's also a small little corner booth with some chairs that sits about 3 to 4 people. So we'll leverage this space when we have parties and we host friends over here. Some people come in here and play darts and hang out, whatnot. All right, guys, I think that's pretty much it. A lot of really cool Batman artwork from over the years in there. I really want to thank Man Cave Masters for featuring my Batcave, and I hope you guys all enjoyed it. Be sure to, if you've got any questions, drop them in the comment section below, and I'll be sure to get you an answer. Let me know. Always curious what your favorite, what everyone's favorite section of the Batcave is. Let me know in the comments as well.